Hello and welcome to another edition of the Dallas Aftershow here on JLJ Media. I am James Lott Jr, your host. And I wish I could play the theme song. So I was like, play the theme song. I can't, I don't own the rights. I'll get in trouble. But just pretend the theme song came on. I want to thank everybody for watching and or listening the first two episodes of this podcast and web series. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all the comments and people telling their stories. That's what I hope this show does. This show is just, we love Dallas, one of the greatest shows of all time. And so I want to reminisce about Dallas and give you some of my thoughts and opinions. I want to hear your thoughts and opinions. Whether you agree with me or not, does not matter. I want to hear what your experiences are. And I'm finding that whenever I bring up some of these things, people are like, oh my God, I remember that too. Or this is what I thought also. So I want to create a sense of reminiscing, during this crazy time period, right? Of one of our favorite shows. So thank you. Subscribe wherever you're listening or watching this. Hit that subscribe button or follow button. Every week, new episodes. Sometimes during the week, like little featurettes on things. But every week on Fridays, part of a whole lot of Drama Fridays on JLJ Media, the Dallas Aftershow will be released. As you saw in the title, this one's called The Ballad of Bobby and Pam and Jenna. I'm starting to rethink my feelings about Jenna as a worthy rival, adversary, love interest for Bobby. I started watching some old episodes again recently, and I was like, And here's some of my thoughts. So Jenna was Bobby's first true love. You never forget your first, of course. But I don't know, for me, it seemed like whenever first true loves are portrayed on shows, there's a real strength there. There's something that just like you see why they were together. But also with true loves, you don't always stay together either. A lot of times you move on to somebody else and they become your second true love. Which was played first by Morgan Fairchild, 1978. So you guys didn't know that. Then Francine Tucker played it in 80, a couple episodes. Then they brought on the beautiful, talented Priscilla Presley. This was her it's her first TV role because she had done the Naked Gun movies, which are hilarious. Nice Beaver, Thinks I Got His Stuff, my favorite lines of all time. But it's her first television role. And it showed her as an actress. She was an actress. And she played it until 88. But I always felt like the character came on like gangbusters, like a strong, confident woman. And by the end, she was just kind of crying, wimpy mess. I don't know. I just felt like the character got put upon and had a short end of the stick all the time. I did like her with Ray Krebs. For me, a while, to me, they kind of matched. I'll talk about that in a second. So Jenna was his first true love. And we find out later she ran off before they got married, blah, blah, blah. Well, Bobby meets Pam. Now, this whole thing is major and epic. I know the conversations could go forever about Bobby and Pam. But for those of you guys maybe don't remember or not watched, or just watching this because you like to watch my stuff and don't watch Dallas, Bobby and Pam were the Romeo and Juliet. They were from rival families, oil families. They had a past, which we saw in the movie, the early years. They had a past, Digger Barnes, Jock Ewing, it was this whole thing. And Bobby and Pam. Bobby was a former playboy that he found Pam, and they had chemistry. The Victoria Principal and Patrick Duffy were beautiful to look at. Victoria Principal was hot. I look back at her now. I mean, I knew she was pretty, right? She was always pretty. But looking back with older eyes, more seasoned eyes, I like homegirl was hotsy totsy. She was like something else. And I loved her. Just on a side note, I loved her exchanges with JR. Her and JR, she did not suffer him serve fools lightly with JR. And I think JR kind of liked it a little bit. That's fine. But I don't think it was in a Pam at all like that. But I just always thought he kind of liked that she just stood up for herself. She was scrappy. But her and Bobby really did have this amazing chemistry. And they had the end of the true soapy goodness all those years, ups and downs, until her death, the infamous death where she slams into a big truck and explodes. Now, I'm going to mention another side note. I loved Bobby with Annie. That's one of the few things I liked on the reboot. Well, we'll talk about the reboot later. That's a whole other set of episodes about the reboot. I will cover them. People are asking me. I will cover them. Don't worry. But I also liked about April Stevens, who came later. April was married to cousin Jack, and then after Pam died, they got close and they got married. And I felt Cherie J. Wilson was the actress. I thought there was a lot of potential, but then he killed her off on the honeymoon in Paris after they got married. She got shot. Like, that's it. I love the character, and I was so sad I read the character, but her and Bobby to me had promise. There was something, I saw major chemistry, and there was promise there. That was the kids. I know for dramatic effects and everything, but that's fine. But so again, I think April was a rival, was a worthy adversary. She was there. And then you had Ray and Jenna together. That's fine. But I know a lot of folks are all about Bobby and Pam forever. They were together the longest. And we had a dream season, which we talked about in the last episode. Poor Jenna got the shaft on that one because it was all a dream. So Pam was involved in that. It was all a dream. Because she got Mark Grayson, which I didn't mind the relationship either. I thought the relationship was fine. But they were okay. I had no problem with that because Bobby was gone. She had to move on. But she got the shaft because Pam won on that one. Like the man. But yeah, Pamela Jean, which was her name. I don't know. I just really, I'm trying to figure out, do I really think that it really was a true, I mean, it was written as a triangle many times, but was there a true triangle? Like, what do you guys think out there? Was there a true triangle? Was it really, is it evenly matched? Is it uneven? And which way is it favor more? I feel like Pam was stronger, even though Jenna was his first love. And remember, Jenna had his baby later, Mr. Lucas, named after her own father, while she was married to Ray. So Lucas is out there somewhere. That's Bobby's biological son. Mm-hmm. Somewhere. Wow. I'm really thinking about. I'm really thinking about that. I don't have the full answer. I was just watching. I'm curious what you guys think too about that. Is Jenna Wade? She's obviously one of Bobby's loves. That's completely true, and can't deny that. And they had some good stuff together. They did. But compared to Pam, and like I said, I know folks are gonna get mad at me too because I loved Annie and Bobby. We'll talk about that, like I said, another episode. But I know there are a lot of diehard Bobby and Pam fans, and like that's it. Victoria Principal wanted to leave the show. She left. She did not want to come back. She does not want to come back. She didn't come back for the reboot or anything. So that was her. She's like rich beyond belief. She has a whole new life. But I always want to say if they got back together, if they really did bring her back on the reboot, how would that have looked? After all those years, would they have the chemistry? I mean, like, on daytime soaps always have endgame where things are endgame. Are Bobby and Pam, would they have been endgame? And would Annie be left out in the cold? I wonder now that I'm like, wonder what that would look like. I don't know. I'm sure it's fan fiction out there. I haven't read any of it, but I'm just curious what that would have looked like if they actually went that direction on the reboot. It didn't. So that is Dallas Aftershow, episode 3. Bobby, Pam, and Jenna. Let me know what you think. I love the engagement. And follow us on JLJ Media, all over the place. We're everywhere. All kinds of shows. I do the soaps. So if you like other soap operas, I do the daytime soaps. And I might be doing some other nighttime former soaps. Who knows? We're thinking about that also. But go ahead and follow us everywhere. JLJ Media on all social media platforms. James Lott Jr. everywhere also. And enjoy Dallas. And I'll see you next time.